So let me start. Okay. So first, write about normal loss. A little bit of writing. So write down. What did I tell you about normal loss? It is an expected loss. Okay. So write down. It is a loss due to. It is a loss due to. What is that called? It is a loss due to internal factors like I give you example. I'm putting a liquid raw material in a container and I'm heating it. So internal factors like boiling, heating, evaporation, etc. All scientific terms you'll have learned in your 6th, 7th, 8th standard, right? Yeah. Okay. So एक तो ये है. Second point, right now, as I said, it is an expected loss. It is an expected loss, as I told you. Okay. Then it is predetermined. Obviously, because it is expected, तो मैं उसको पहले से calculate कर सकती हूँ. It is predetermined. It is predetermined. What do you call as a percentage on raw material input quantity. Okay, it is predetermined as a percentage on raw material input quantity. Okay, so yeah, this is the important part which will be used for some solving. Okay, what is it? It is a percentage on raw material input quantity. ये भूलना मत. ठीक है? Yeah. So I'll give it to you in a nutshell. So अगर आपको normal loss निकालना है ना, ऐसे निकलता है. Normal loss in quantity. How do you calculate normal loss in quantity? This formula: percentage of raw material input quantity. Please make a note of this. Okay. Yeah. Next, it is unavoidable. Obviously, boiling, heating, can you stop that process? You can't. It is unavoidable and therefore it is an uncontrollable loss. I put 20 liters of raw material. I heat it. I lose 3 liters of raw material. I cannot stop that process of evaporation. It is uncontrollable loss. Okay. Next, there are two types of normal loss. Okay, there are two types of normal loss. I had discussed this last time also. First is that loss in weight. Loss in weight, also known as weight loss. ये वो weight loss नहीं जो आप lose करते हो. Okay, not that. Okay, next, scrap loss. Okay. Yeah. Please make a note of this. Yeah. Okay, so scrap loss and weight loss, both examples I had given you last lecture, obviously. Okay, so start. First, write down about loss in weight. Okay, just write below this. Just loss in weight. Right, it is a loss. Write about this, loss in weight and protein. It is a loss it is a loss in quantity, but with no scrap value. I had said this last lecture. You cannot sell it. जो evaporation में गया 3 liters, you cannot get it back. It is a loss in quantity but with no scrap value. So this is the highlight. Loss in quantity but no scrap value. ये याद रखना for sum solving. All these things are very important. That is why I'm giving in writing. Next. It is a loss in quantity through because of invisible process. Because of invisible process. Obviously, heating, boiling, evaporation, invisible process. It is a loss in quantity because of invisible process loss. Right, like this. Okay. Next. Now, these 2 points are okay about this. Yeah. Again, I'll highlight this. Loss in quantity, invisible process loss. Okay. Now come to scrap. Yeah. अभी scrap के बारे में लिखो. First, this is also a loss in quantity, but has a saleable value, has a scrap value. It is a loss in quantity, but with scrap value. I'm highlighting it. Loss in quantity, the scrap value. For sum solving, again, very important. That's it. Both of them, I will just write this. I have space here and I'm going to accommodate. Okay. So now listen, students, listen carefully. The normal loss may 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 5th point is normal loss is divided into weight loss and scrap loss. Okay, now listen. Now write about the 6th point of normal loss. Yes, yeah. Normal loss is credited as a what to say? So normal loss is credited to process account. Process account. Again, don't forget this. Credit side पे आएगा process account. Very important. Okay. Our formula to already give you this one. Percentage on raw material input quantity. Okay. Now let us understand about abnormal loss. Next. abnormal loss. Okay. So it is a loss due to those internal factors. This is external factors. Due to external factors like loss by theft, loss by fire, natural calamities, strikes, strikes in factory, lockdown. ये तो आप लोगों को बेस्ट समझ में आता होगा लॉकडाउन. Breakdown of machinery, power failure. So because of all this, production process नहीं होता. Production होता ही नहीं है during this time. So see, here this was internal factors. Let me highlight this also. No? Abnormal losses, internal factors. And what are the internal factors? Boiling, heating, evaporation, cooling भी लिख सकते हो आप. You can even write cooling. And here it is external factors. Okay, and these are your external factors. Next, second point, it is avoidable. वो unavoidable था. So this is, now you say, ma'am, how this is avoidable? It is avoidable to the extent if you are ensuring it. Is that clear? Okay. So in that context, I'm saying it is avoidable. It is avoidable to some extent. It is avoidable to some extent and therefore controllable. वो uncontrollable, ये controllable. Okay. Next. Now this I will explain later. It is credited to process account. It is credited to process account and is generally a balancing figure in the quantity column. This is very important for sum solving. In the quantity column. Okay, so again I'll put some highlights. Yeah, unavoidable, so uncontrollable, and normal loss, abnormal loss, avoidable. I'm highlighting this to some extent, not full. And so on this pretext, I call it controllable. Next, credited to process account and is a balancing figure in the quantity column. When you do sums, I can relate this to. Okay. Next, the amount column of abnormal loss amount column of abnormal loss is calculated by using the formula okay. So just write down the formula. I'll explain when I'm doing sums. Okay. Now, so write down abnormal loss in rupees or amount you can write is equal to debit minus credit of the amount column, or rupees you can write up. If you want, I'll write your rupees better. Divided by debit minus credit of the quantity column multiplied with abnormal loss in quantity. Note it down. This is the formula. Am I clear till here? Just acknowledge it in the chat box. Am I clear till here? Okay, fine. ठीक है, और एक लास्ट छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट करते हैं एबनॉर्मल गेन का. ठीक है, below this right, abnormal gain, also known as abnormal profit. I'll take you back to the sum. Come up to the sum to one example which I had discussed with you. Now look at this example. Okay, and when I give you this example, I told you about the concept of normal loss and abnormal loss. Obviously, अब इस example को मैं थोड़ा reverse कर देती हूँ. I'm reversing the example. So input raw material, the same example I'm taking, तो थोड़ा सा change कर रहा हूँ. Raw material input कितना है? 20 kgs. Okay, 20 kgs. And output is say 22 kgs. Okay. This is a profit situation or a loss situation? Tell me that first. Raw material 20 kgs or output आपका 22 kgs. Is it possible? Is it possible? Acha, Samita is saying no. Anyone is of the same opinion? You're putting 20 kgs of raw material and you're getting an output of 22 kgs. Yeah, it is possible. Okay, it is possible. Okay, so this 2 kgs which is extra, yeah, this one. This is a situation of abnormal gain. Right here. Abnormal profit or abnormal gain. Okay. So please note down note down this example somewhere there, or where I'm giving you right now what is this abnormal gain. Okay, so note down this example. So the point is, yeah, who has written it is possible? Yeah, Shreyas has written, yeah, it is a possible situation. Yeah, but it is a rare case. It is a possible situation, but it is a rare case also. ये कब possible है? आपको जो extra मिलता है, आप raw material इतना डालते हो, आपको output ज़्यादा मिलता है. ये कब हो सकता है? ये तब हो सकता है. Say for example, आपने 500 kgs of raw material डाला and you expect out of 500 kgs 500 kgs of raw material when you put, so say you get, listen carefully, yeah, you get 200 units of finished goods. See, be specific, 500 kgs of raw material is in kgs and finished goods is in units. Okay, so जब आप 500 kgs of raw material डालते हो तब जाके आपको 200 units of finished goods मिलता है. तो कभी कभी ऐसा हो सकता है ना कि आप 500 kgs of raw material डालो और आपको 202 units of finished goods मिले. I'm not saying ज़्यादा, I'm not saying 210 मिलेगा, 220 मिलेगा. No, I am just giving you a benefit again out of more 2 units. That's it. I can sell only, I mean, I'm able to make out of this only 200 units. But what if someday you get 202 units, 2 units more? Okay, is that clear? Okay, so this is a possible situation when only when you are using a high quality of raw material and there is no wastage while using the raw material. Next, when your laborers are very efficient, they are very skilled laborers and who do not do any time pass. There is no idle hours and they are skilled laborers. Okay, this condition should be there. And lastly, you are using the latest of the technologies. If you're having these three combinations, you will get abnormal gain situation. Okay, if you see countries like Japan, China, okay, or jitne bhi developed countries, specifically I'm talking about Japan, they of face this situation abnormal profit wala. Okay, yeah, they try to combine these three what do you call elements like raw material, labor and their overheads, their machines, technologies are combined in such a way that they get in minimum input they get maximum output. Okay, that okay, this is all obviously possible when you're utilizing your available resources in the production process to its maximum. Okay, yeah, but this is a possible situation ना students, ऐसा नहीं है कि ऐसा हो नहीं सकता. Okay, तो few students must be thinking अरे ऐसे कैसा raw material डाला 20 किलो 22 किलो बाहर आएगा. I am not talking about raw material डाला 20 kgs or 22 units बाहर आएगा. See, I have very clearly mentioned उधर output करके. Okay, yeah, so output मतलब finished goods. Okay, is that clear? Am I clear about abnormal gain, everyone? Am I clear about abnormal gain? Okay, fine. And